textbook definition of fasting means the complete abstinence from all nutriment. And nutriment is calories or nutrients. What that means is if you're consuming anything besides water, which can contain inorganic minerals because they're not seen as food, but can't contain anything else. Can't contain lemon juice, can't contain tea, can't contain anything else. If you're consuming anything besides water, you're not actually fasting. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it a juice fast if you want to, but it's not. It's more like a juice feast. Okay, juices contain calories and nutrients, and you can live on them forever. I don't think it's a good idea, but you could do that. Years ago, before I understood this, I did a lot of juice feasting. My longest one was 120 days. I consumed only juices. Okay, it's not fasting. And then I did a week on water, and it was way more powerful than 120 days on juices, because drinking juices is not fasting. Can I ask you for a favor, please, Gusel?
Yes.
Behind the door from the office to the kitchen is the little whiteboard. On top of the cabinet there are the markers and the eraser. Would you please bring them? Thank you.
But tea has calories. I thought it didn't have now calories or nutrients.
No, it's a leaf. It's gonna have some nutrients. How can it not? Every leaf contains vitamin C and lots of other nutrients. The vitamin C is largely destroyed by cooking, but completely destroyed, in fact, by boiling it. But no, it's going to have some nutrients in it. Probably doesn't have any calories. So, what happens? We'll get the whiteboard, and I'll explain why people see benefit, because people see benefits sometimes. There are a lot of people who think that they had these amazing experiences. I'm not saying they think this. They had an amazing experience. They saw significant improvements in their health as a result of drinking juices, or as a result of doing a master cleanse, or whatever it might be. You guys know what a master cleanse is?
No.
What's the recipe?
It's lemon and cayenne.
Lemon, cayenne pepper,
And maple syrup.
maple syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you very much. There's various other concoctions that people use. Years ago, I had a woman who had applied for our internship program. We still had it. And she said, my boyfriend and I have been traveling around the U.S. for the last 5 years, leading master cleanses. I've done the master cleanse 20 times. I want to do your program, but I don't need to fast. And I said, if you want to do the program, you do need to fast, because it's not optional. It's part of the program. The interns fasted for 21 days. I wasn't having anyone intern if they hadn't been through the process with me, because what we do is different than what anyone else does. And so she ultimately decided she would come and fast because she wanted to do the program. And what she found out was that her body was not clean, wasn't even close to being as clean and healthy as happened as a result of fasting. There's no comparison between these things, because what happens when you are consuming anything else is your body is expending a lot of its energy processing food, processing whatever it is. That takes a lot of energy. Some people say the majority of your energy. I mean, I think what's clear is it's around 50%. There's one actually famous practitioner who claims that we expend over 90% of our energy processing food. I don't think that's true. I don't know how to measure that, but the scientists who actually say it's closer to 50%. Okay? It's a lot of energy. So as soon as you put anything that your body identifies as being food in your mouth, that can include lemon juice. Your body sees nutrients and says, there's food coming. And roughly a third of your energy is shunted to your digestive tract, leaving you with a third less energy than you had a moment ago. Okay? Is that helpful? Not really. No. There's nothing to digest. Now you've lost energy. Okay? So this is why nothing goes in the water. Okay? We don't put lemon in the water. We don't put anything in the water, because we want to make sure you're getting the full benefit of the process. And if you're consuming anything else, you don't. So why is it that people see some benefit if they are drinking juices, or maybe even doing a master cleanse.
Was the upgrade from the last?
Let me
diet?
let me show you something here. Oh, let's see, this isn't working so well, but okay. I don't think I've shared this with you guys yet. So who can tell me what that is?
A line.
Straight line.
Come on. Come on, this isn't so difficult. What is that?
A whiteboard.
I would think this would be obvious. This is the continuum of all possible diet choices. That's obvious, right? Now, you know it? You can see that, can't you? No. Okay, this is the continuum of all possible diet choices. All the diets that are possible are on this continuum. How many of you saw Super Size Me? Anyone? Okay, you remember? If you haven't seen Super Size Me, 20 years or so ago, Morgan Spurlock decided, an American, decided he was going to eat nothing but McDonald's for 4 weeks, 30 days. And before he started, he went to a doctor, a nutritionist, an exercise trainer, something like that, 3 or 4 professionals, and said, what do you think? And they all said, no big deal. I mean, your triglycerides will go up a little bit, your cholesterol is going to go up a little bit, but you'll be perfectly fine. Okay? He checked in with them each week. The second week, after he'd been doing this for 2 weeks, each of these professionals begged him to stop so he didn't die after 2 weeks of nothing but McDonald's. Okay? So what's the point? The point is down here, we have the Morgan Spurlock Memorial Diet, or 3 McDonald's per day. Okay, that's down here, the worst possible diet. Okay? Over here, I'm gonna put optimal raw vegan diet. Now, you may or may not be convinced that a raw vegan diet is going to be optimal, but that's okay. I know it is. I've been working with this now for nearly 30 years and worked with more than 10,000 people. No one's ever done better doing anything else once their body's been clean. And by the way, one of the interesting things about running this internship program for 12 years was it was an incredible laboratory. We had 127 people, I think, go through the process, several of them twice, and they fasted 21 days. They refed like other clients for a week, and then they spent 3 more months on site eating, meditating, exercising with me every day. Okay, studying every day for 3 more months. Okay, all of their food happened at Tanglewood. I mean, they could have walked into town to buy some stuff, but 99.9, they were there most of the time with me. There wasn't a lot of chance to go do anything else. Okay, every single person thrived. Doesn't matter what their blood type was. It doesn't matter what their skin color was. It doesn't matter what their religion was. It doesn't matter where they came from on the planet. Everybody thrived after fasting. Some of those people were people who said, coming in said, I don't do well with fruit. Are you going to have something for me if I do this program? What am I supposed to eat all those months? Guess what? They all thrived on fruit once their body was clean. That's what happens. Okay? So I'm completely convinced. In any case, so here we have this continuum. We've got a worst possible diet, a best possible diet. Let's add another point here. Right here, pretty low toward the bottom of this, we're going to put the standard American diet. Okay? That could probably be a standard Bahamian diet, or a standard Czech diet, or a standard
Argentinian for sure.
Argentinian diet for sure, or a standard Israeli diet, or a standard Peruvian diet. Have I missed anyone? New Yorker diet. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much all crap. German diet. It's all pretty much all crap. Okay, it's not that different from one place to the next. These are things that don't support a high level of health. And standard American or standard Argentinian works because it is absolutely a sad diet. Okay, the results are sad. The experience is sad for everyone involved, including the dinner. Okay, if you weren't here last Sunday, I shared one poem called "Point of View," talking about how he used to think dinner was a good thing until he saw from the dinner's point of view. Okay, the animals that are being eaten, etc. So people eating a SAD diet have an 80% chance of dying of cancer, heart disease, or stroke. That's pretty good odds if you want to have cancer, heart disease, or stroke. Okay? If you want to die of one of these terrible diseases, there's a very good chance that's what's going to happen if you eat that way. There's very little likelihood it's not going to happen if you eat that way. If we were a normal group of people, and trust me, at least from my perspective, having spent 3 weeks with some of you and you know, a fair amount of time with most of you here, nobody here is normal. Nobody here is normal. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. No normality happening around here. So this diet leads to disease. Inevitably, invariably leads to disease. One of the things that often happens when I mention raw vegan, people often say, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this, someone says, oh, raw food, that's like macrobiotics, right? I'll say, no, it's completely opposite. How many of you know macrobiotics? So macrobiotic food is cooked all day long. Nothing raw. It's food cooked literally like 8 to 12 hours, okay? It's cooked until it's all the same color, gray, okay? And I noticed after a while, all the people, because you cook something long enough, it's all the same color. People eating it for a long time, they were the same color as the food. They were gray too, okay? Einstein told us 50 or 60 years ago, we can neither create nor destroy energy, only change its form. How do you create new living cells from food that has all the life cooked out of it? Okay, it's not happening. So, why is it then that people go to a macrobiotic diet and they adopt a macrobiotic diet when they're sick, and they often heal? Not always, but often. Why is that? Let me show you. That happens because a macrobiotic diet is here, perhaps. Okay, so standard American diet's over there somewhere, macrobiotic diet's over here somewhere. In other words, the macrobiotic diet is better than the standard American diet. Okay? In fact, think for just a second. So at the end of 30 days, Morgan Spurlock, he did complete this experiment. He lived on McDonald's, ate everything on the meal, supersized it. It's called Supersize Me because at the time, McDonald's employees were instructed to ask you when you made an order, do you want to supersize that? Which meant the biggest version of everything they had. You know, it's like the 18-liter Coke, right? And the 50-pound box of French fries, whatever it is, right? Supersize. So the deal was, if they said, do you want to supersize that, he had to say yes. And he had to eat everything on the menu 3 times a day. He was at McDonald's, okay? At the end of the 30 days, he was alive, but he was very sick. He felt bad. He didn't recover. Imagine that at the end of this period, he comes to a realization, he thinks to himself, maybe it's possible that McDonald's isn't the healthiest diet. Maybe he comes to that realization. So he thinks to himself, that didn't work. What could I do to make this healthier? I have an idea. I'll skip the evening McDonald's meal. I'll have a large green salad instead. So what do you think would happen if he went from McDonald's 3 times a day to McDonald's twice a day plus a large green salad? What would happen to his health?
Still pretty sick.
Still pretty sick.
It started improving.
It should improve a little bit. Let's be clear, it's not because McDonald's twice a day plus a large green salad is a healthy diet. It's not. It's still pretty close to being complete crap. But it's not complete crap because it's got some real food in it. So he would get healthier. And the point is that as soon as we improve anything, our amazing bodies, who in every single moment of our lives are doing everything they can to improve our health and vitality, are going to do that. So if you've been getting by, remember the guy, some of you didn't hear about this guy who was here with me a year ago, who told me that for the previous year, he'd been sleeping 2 hours a night. That was it, 2 hours a night. He was too busy running his empire. Okay, this was an empire builder. 30-year-old guy that, had a little empire he was building. 2 hours a night. Got here and started sleeping 20 hours a day for the first 2 weeks. His body's trying to catch up. But imagine that he said, you know what, this may not be working. I'm going to sleep 3 hours a night. He should have gotten better. Okay? If you're doing 1 push-up per year and you go to 2, you might get a little bit better. Okay? As soon as you improve anything, your body's going to improve. So it's important to understand that, because a lot of people adopt a macrobiotic diet and they think, I found the best thing in the world because it helped me get healthier. Anything is going to help you get healthier as long as it's better than what you've been doing. That's really important to understand. A lot of people think, yeah, no thank you, not interested. I figured out what works for me. I figured my diet out. I know what it is. This is what works for me. This helped me heal from whatever. Does that mean, is it logical to conclude that because they healed from that substance, they found the best diet? The only thing we know for a fact is they found something that was better than what they were doing before. Does that make sense? Okay? It's important to understand, because people go to juices and they get healthier. And they think this is it. This has got to be the best thing there is. Not necessarily. Okay? If you are eating a normal diet, or even a raw vegan diet, and you go to a diet of just juices, it's not necessarily better, but it's lighter. There's less work for your body to do. And that means more energy is liberated for your body to cleanse and heal. So there'll be some cleansing and healing. But what happens if you're still processing calories and nutrients compared to what happens if you're not processing any? It's light years apart. How many of you have tried juice fasts before, juice feasts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 or 8 of you. And you're all here. Can I assume that's because it didn't accomplish everything you wanted it to? Okay, it didn't turn you into the superhuman that you know you can be. Okay, because you can be superhuman. You're about to be. You're about to experience amazing levels of health and vitality. That's what happens if you give your body the complete opportunity to cleanse and heal, not molested by the need to process food at all. That's what happens. All right? Hey, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more information about fasting in general, we've got a playlist there. If you're interested in fasting for specific conditions, you can check out that list. If you want to hear what people experience was in their own words, we've got a group there. And then we've got another one which is all about optimal diet, how to maximize your health.